It is the stated position of the U.S. Air Force that their safeguards would prevent the occurrence of such events as are depicted in this film. Furthermore, it should be noted that none of the characters portrayed in this film are meant to represent any real persons living or dead. That's good to know. These are all fictional characters. Are we above the clouds? Looks like a giant...
Dick!
Yeah.
Take a look out of starboard.
Oh my God, it looks like a huge...
airplane. Stanley Kubrick. The famous, the one and only. Oh, Peter Sellers. He's the one who was nominated for Best Actor. George C. Scott. Strangelove. I love... Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. The title alone is pretty funny. So I know this was adapted from a book, so maybe I'll read the book at some point. Heard the book is serious, and this is like satire and funny. So planes, flying. This kind of makes me want to fly. It's my favorite thing about flying is looking out above the clouds. I almost forgot this was like a black and white movie. 1964, before the color. So right now, I like this music. It makes me feel like this is like peaceful, ironically. And I know this is not about, it's about war, right? Or something like that.
General Ripper, sir.
Group Captain Mandrake speaking.
This is General Ripper.
Peace is our profession.
It looks like we're in a shooting war.
Oh, hell.
Now, I want you to transmit Plan R for Robert, to the wing.
Plan R for Robert. Looking at Playboy. I wonder if anybody actually looks at magazines today, 2023. Comment below if you look at Playboy magazines. I'm just curious. Top secret. Wing attack. Plan R.
Well, boys, I reckon this is it. Nuclear combat.
He puts a cowboy hat on. Because that's practical.
Look, boys, I ain't much of a hand at making speeches. But I got a pretty fair idea that something doggone important's going on.
Doggone. Oh my. Is that like another... Is this a Playboy shoot? What is it?
Clark, should I get it? But I'm afraid he can't come to the phone at the moment. Well, this is his secretary, Miss Scott. Oh, we were just catching up on some of the General's paperwork. Freddie, the General asks if you could possibly try again yourself. I see. He says he's tried personally several times, but everything is dead.
The time that she takes to listen doesn't equal the time that she takes to repeat what he's saying on the phone. That's always something it's funny. The ants go marching one by one. The little one stops to suck his thumb. All go marching down. Love that top secret.
Here's the attack profile, sir. 30 megaton nuclear device fused for airburst at 10,000 feet. 20 megaton nuclear device will be used if first
I
malfunction.
want to like zoom in close and read that.
Please make me a drink of grain alcohol and rainwater and help yourself to whatever you'd like.
I love the way they talk back then in these old movies. Like there's specific way they talk.
Mandrake, do you recall what Clemenceau once said about war? He said war was too important to be left to the generals. When he said that, 50 years ago, he might have been right. But today, war is too important to be left to politicians.
Now, General Turgidson, what's going on here?
Mr. President,
World targets and megadeaths.
the commanding general of Burleson Air Force Base issued an order to the 34 B-52s of his wing. It appears that the order called for the planes to attack their targets inside Russia.
I was under the impression that I was the only one in authority to order the use of nuclear weapons.
That's right, sir. You are the only person authorized to do so. And although I hate to judge before all the facts are in, it's beginning to look like General Ripper exceeded his authority. Well, perhaps you're forgetting the provisions of Plan R, sir.
Plan R.
The idea was to discourage the Ruskies from any hope that they could knock out Washington and yourself, sir, as part of the general sneak attack and escape retaliation because of lack of proper command and control.
I like that book says War Alert.
CRM-114 is designed not to receive at all, unless the message is preceded by the correct three-letter code group prefix.
What?
My boys will give you the best kind of start, 1,400 megatons worth, and you sure as hell won't stop them now. We will prevail in peace and freedom from fear, and in true health through the purity and essence of our natural fluids.
For natural fluids? What?
We're still trying to figure out the meaning of that last phrase.
There's nothing to figure out, General Turgidson. This man is obviously a psychotic.
Hold on, judgment on a thing like that, sir, until all the facts are in.
You assured me there was no possibility of such a thing ever occurring.
Well, I don't think it's quite fair to condemn a whole program because of a single slip-up, sir. I told you never to call me here. Don't you know where I am?
What?
Baby, I can't talk to you now, but...
Is that a secretary? Secretary? His mistress?
I deeply respect you as a human being. Someday I'm gonna make you Mrs. Buck Turgidson. Go back to sleep, hon. Bucky will be back there just as soon as he can. Don't forget to say your prayers.
Your prayers.
We are rapidly approaching a moment of truth, both for ourselves as human beings and for the life of our nation. But it is necessary now to make a choice, to choose between two admittedly regrettable, but nevertheless distinguishable post-war environments. One where you got 20 million people killed, and the other where you got 150 million people killed.
You're talking about mass murder, General, not war.
But I do say no more than 10 to 20 million killed, tops.
I will not go down in history as the greatest mass murderer since Adolf Hitler.
Perhaps it might be better, Mr. President, if you were more concerned with the American people than with your image in the history books.
Only 20 million people. No big deal.
Am I to understand the Russian ambassador is to be admitted entrance to the war room?
That is correct. He is here on my orders.
Are you aware of what a serious breach of security that would be? I mean, you'll see everything.
He'll see all the
see the big
notebooks. He'll see the board.
Get Premier Kissoff on the hotline.
What was his name? Kissoff?
Survival kit contents check.
I like this guy. What is his name? I have to look him up.
Sleeping pills.
His accent's pretty
tranquilizer
funny.
pills. 1 miniature combination.
Holy Bible Russian phrases.
3 pair of nylon stockings.
What?
Shoot, a fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all that stuff.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
What kind of fighting is that?
This clumsy fool tried to plant that ridiculous camera on me.
Look at this, Mr. President. The lousy commie rat was taking pictures with this thing of the big boar.
Gentlemen, this is outrageous. I have never heard of such behavior in the war room before.
Oh, wow.
I've done as you asked. Be careful, Mr. President. I think he is drunk.
He's drunk. Great.
Hello, Dimitri. Listen, I can't hear too well. Do you suppose you could turn the music down just a little? Oh, no, that's much better.
Is that a party?
Well, then, as you say, we're both coming through fine. Good. Well, it's good that you're fine, then, and I'm fine. I agree with you. It's great to be fine.
Oh, my gosh.
You know how we've always talked about the possibility of something going wrong with the bomb. The bomb, Dimitri.
He's drunk.
The hydrogen bomb. One of our base commanders, he had a sort of, well, he went a little funny in the head.
Funny in the head.
Just a little funny. He went and did a silly thing. He ordered his planes to attack your country. Can you imagine how I feel about it, Dimitri? Why do you think I'm calling you? Just to say hello? Of course I like to speak to you. Of course I like to say hello. Not now, but any time, Dimitri. I'm just calling up to tell you something terrible has happened. It's a friendly call. Of course it's a friendly call. I mean, if we're unable to recall the planes, then I'd say that,
His face. It's pretty funny. I like that guy.
I'm very sorry. All right, you're sorrier than I am. I am as sorry as you are, Dimitri.
All the actors in this are so funny.
Duraki.
What is he saying?
Dos Vidania.
If anyone knows what he's saying, comment below. I don't speak that language.
The Doomsday Machine? What is that?
A device which will destroy all human and animal life on Earth.
What?
Oh, human and animal life.
All human life. That's what happens if you're in the military and you're careless and you accidentally release some weapons.
Mandrake,
Yes, Dad?
have you ever seen a commie drink a glass of water?
What? How would a commie drink water?
Vodka. That's what they drink, isn't it?
Like this. Because commies don't drink water, they drink.
See what you're getting at.
70% of you is water.
This is true.
You and I need fresh, pure water to replenish our precious bodily fluids. Are you beginning to understand?
Bodily fluids again. He has a point. Water's good. Drink your water.
Have you ever heard of a thing called fluoridation? Fluoridation of water?
Yes, I have heard of that, Jack, yes.
Do you realize that fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
Is he talking about putting fluoride in the water? Is that what fluoridation is? I'm gonna have to look up that word, fluoridation. Fluoride in big doses is not good for you. I do know that. I've heard enough fluoride can actually make you catatonic. But a little bit of fluoride isn't going to do too much damage. It's supposed to strengthen your enamel, right? That's why it's in toothpaste. But I don't know. Maybe fluoridation means something else.
In the name of Her Majesty and the Continental Congress, come here and feed me this bell, boy.
Jack, I'd love to come. But, what's happened? You see, the string in my leg's gone.
The what?
And the string, I never told you, but you see, got a gammy leg. Oh, dear. Gone, shot off.
A string in my leg? What?
Is the Premier threatening to explode this if our planes carry out their attack?
The Doomsday Machine is designed to trigger itself automatically.
But surely you can disarm it somehow?
No, it is designed to explode if any attempt is ever made to untrigger it.
Automatically?
It's an obvious comment.
Makes no sense.
A moment, please, Mr. President.
Mr. Presidency. How is it possible for this thing to be triggered automatically and at the same time impossible to untrigger?
It's a good question.
Gee, I wish we had one of them Doomsday Machines, Stainsy.
Why didn't you tell the world, eh?
It was to be announced at the Party Congress on Monday. As you know, the Premier loves surprises.
Peace is our profession. Oh, the irony. The actors in this movie are pretty funny.
Stay with me, man.
They all talk with cigarettes and cigars in their mouth.
Mandrake, you realize that in addition to fluoridating water, where there are studies underway to fluoridate salt, flour, fruit juices? I first became aware of it, Mandrake, during the physical act of love. A profound sense of fatigue, feeling of emptiness followed. Luckily, I was able to interpret these feelings correctly. Loss of essence.
What?
Women sense my power, and they seek the life essence. But I do deny them my essence.
What? So, wait, so he's blaming commies on his sexual fatigue when he's too tired to deliver in the bedroom? He's blaming communists and putting something in the water. Am I following this right? Fluoridation is the blame for his lack of performance in the bedroom? Is that right? What?
No, Mandrake. I happen to believe in a life after this one. I know I'll have to answer what I've done.
I'm a religious man myself, you know, Jack.
Oh gosh, is he about to like off himself?
Jack, I'm hoping you're going to give
Oh,
me a
no.
code, boy. That's what I'm hoping. And
This is very dark humor, I must say.
always did wonders for a man, that Jack. Little wash and brush up, water on.
Political commentary.
I'll try and guess what the code is.
Yeah, definitely saw that coming. See, sometimes I can predict certain things in movies. But with old movies like this, they're harder for me to predict. Because they're not from my era. 1964, way before I was born.
I have a very, very good idea. I think, I hope, I pray what the recall code is.
Put your hands up on top of your head.
Don't you know that General Ripper went as mad as a bloody March hare and sent the whole wing to attack the Soviets? Don't you know that?
What are you talking about?
I just hope the guy with the mustache doesn't die. So far, he's my favorite. He's funny.
No, I'm perfectly serious, operator. The president, yes, the president.
Back in the day of payphones.
Sorry, I haven't got enough change. Could you make this a collect call, operator? They won't accept the call. Have you got 55 cents?
Well, you don't think I'd go into combat with loose change in my pocket, do you?
Colonel, that Coca-Cola machine, I want you to shoot the lock off it and maybe some change in there.
If you don't get the President of the United States on that phone, you know what's going to happen to you?
What?
You're gonna have to answer to the Coca-Cola company.
What's worse? Having to deal with the Coca-Cola company.
Gentlemen. President. I'm not a sentimentalist at all by nature, but I think I know what's in every heart in this room.
Oh, he's gonna do a speech.
Just bow our heads and give a short prayer of thanks for our deliverance. We have heard the wings of the angel of death. You have seen fit to deliver us from the forces of evil.
Excuse me, sir. Premier Kissoff's calling again, and he's hopping mad.
I'm beginning to smell a big, fat, commie rat. Supposing Kissoff is lying about that fourth plane, just looking for an excuse to clobber us. I mean, if the spaghetti hits the fan now, we're in trouble.
Is this gonna set off the Doomsday Machine? I am not getting, no, Dimitri, I'm just worried, that's all.
His face. I don't think I love the bomb yet.
Boys, I'm going to get them doors open if it hair lips everybody on Bear Creek.
This guy's like determined to do his stupid mission. You gotta admire his determination, though. His persistence. Hi there, dear John. Nuclear warhead. Handle with care. What? Oh my goodness. I do appreciate how they're making fun of weapons and war, because it doesn't really solve anything. Wow. Handle with care, and he like gets on top of it.
Telemetric guidance computer. Any words, Fred?
I have a feeling that guy might be a goner soon. Mr. Eager to get his mission done. Mr. Mission Impossible. What?
Hey, what about Major Kong?
What?
I would not rule out the chance to preserve a nucleus of human specimens at the bottom of some of our deeper mine shafts. Nuclear reactors could provide power almost indefinitely. Greenhouses could maintain plant life. Animals could be bred and slaughtered. And the computer could be set and programmed to accept factors from youth, health, sexual fertility, intelligence, and a cross-section of necessary skills. Of course, it would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included to foster and impart the required...
It's like foreshadowing about the dangers of computers and technology. What?
Actually, they would breed prodigiously, eh? Ratio of, say, 10 females to each male. Excuse me.
So I guess his arm has a mind of its own? What? So is his hand like part cyborg? Is his arm like robotic or something?
You mentioned the ratio of 10 women to each man.
Wow.
The women will have to be selected for their sexual characteristics, which will have to be of a highly stimulating nature.
I must confess, you have an astonishingly good idea there, Doctor.
We must be increasingly on the alert to prevent them from taking over other mine shaft space. Mr. President, we must not allow a mine shaft gap.
I have a plan. Monsieur! I can walk!
What? Oh, wow. I like the ironic music. It's a perfect song. Wow. Made at Shepperton Studios, England by Hawk Films. So interesting how a movie made in 1964 seems like it's foreshadowing. It's like still relevant to today as far as how crazy the military is and how crazy this concept of war, using war for peace. It's ludicrous. It really is. I hate war. So I like how this movie is making fun of the arms race and the military and war. So I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of real peace. Well, I just looked it up and I realized that Peter Sellers played 3 roles: Dr. Strangelove, the President, and the British guy with the mustache, who those guys I thought were the best actors. I didn't realize it was the same actor until just now when I looked it up. But yeah, I mean, amazing acting. Hilarious. I love satire. I love political satire. I love anything that makes you think about the ludicrousy of politics and war. Fighting for peace. Somebody told me one time fighting for peace is like having sex for celibacy, which is like nonsense, right? It's complete nonsense. So yeah, I feel like that's sort of the theme of this, is like fighting for peace is like having sex for celibacy. It makes no sense. I also think there was a lot of like sexual repression during this time, so I think that's probably where a lot of those jokes came from. But yeah, it was pretty funny, and I feel like, you know, I'm gonna keep thinking about it some more. All right, so now I have to look up fluoridation to find out if that is a real thing or just an invented word for this movie, because there are people I know that in 2023 that believe that the government has putting fluoride in the water to basically make us more susceptible to control. Fluoridation. So I'm curious if fluoridation is actually, it looks like it might be. It is a real word. Water fluoridation is the process of adding fluoride, so I was right. So the level reaches approximately 0.7. Okay, yeah. Apparently this prevents tooth decay, but a lot of other people think that it is causing all kinds of neurological problems, high blood pressure, skeletal weakness, seizures, and I know that enough fluoride can make you virtually catatonic, so that's funny that that's what he was talking about, because there are people still today that I actually don't drink a lot of fluoride or use a whole lot of fluoride myself. I use fluoride-free toothpaste. My teeth are still bright. So, you know, maybe that guy was actually onto something. It's so interesting. It seems like this movie was foreshadowing in so many ways because it was right before the Vietnam War, but how could they know that that was approaching? It's just kind of ironic timing. So I thought the one black guy, I'm pretty sure he was the only black guy in the movie. I thought he looked really familiar, and I just looked it up, and he is James Earl Jones. So no wonder he looked familiar. That's only black guy in the movie, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I think there was one female in the movie who was like the secretary mistress, and she was essentially just being a sex object. So I guess that's a commentary there. How we best choose women based on, like, what was it? Like 5-6 women to 1 man. Like, it just, you know, it's for the human race. We must choose women based on their attractiveness, and it's to help the human race survive. This is what we have to do. Makes total sense. Yeah. But I do have a question for you viewers. Do you think I would make the cut in the cave, guys? Comment below, let me know. You can be honest. You can be honest. I know I'm not for everyone, but no, pretty funny. Pretty outrageous. But it does make you think about, you know, politics and how crazy it all really is. Not just politics, but the military and everything that goes on. There were some funny lines in there commenting on, I think at the beginning it was like, politicians have no time, no energy, no something, or like they're too busy to even like give orders to the military. So the military, anyway, there's a lot of funny stuff in there. Thank you guys so much for watching with me. This was my first feature-length movie reaction.